What's going on, everybody? Welcome to JusTalks. I'm Justin Neely. Co-hosting with me is my guy, Jason.
What up?
And our special guest today, an assistant for the UAlbany Great Danes, Coach Jaylen Bond. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, so the first segment today is about Sac State in 24 hours gained $35 million in NIL, which is impressive, but now they want to join the Pac-12. My problem with this is, at this point, I don't understand why the Pac-12 still exists in football, because at this point, you're just going to fill them with a bunch of FCS teams, and then Washington State and Oregon State are just going to own the conference like Gonzaga did in the WCC for years. I mean, it doesn't seem like that, I understand bringing in maybe Idaho, because Idaho unfortunately killed Albany a few weeks ago. Right. They've been dominant, made the played Albany in the playoffs last year. So they make sense because they've shown history. But, to have a whole conference, you need 10 to 12 teams. And where are those teams coming from? You can't just break up the Mountain West, because then they won't exist. So it seems, the Big Ten now is too big, and it's impossible to replace the Pac-12. Like I said on prior podcasts, everybody wants the Washington State rivalry, the Oregon State rivalry. So at that point, I think you should just bring them to those conferences. Bring Oregon State to the Big Ten, and at that point, and bring, Washington State to the Big Ten as well. Keep those traditions alive, and they may not be very successful at first, but at the end of the day, my biggest problem with this, you have to realize how small these FCS stadiums are. It's going to be such a big disadvantage. You have Washington State and Oregon State full stadiums with 70,000 people, and then they go play in a 7,000 person stadium, and it's going to be impossible.
Well, I was seeing with Sac State, they, with the $35 million that they were able to create, over a weekend or something like that, but they're looking to build a new stadium. If it's like 25,000, I believe.
That's still nothing.
Oh, in comparison to other bigger schools, right? But
even Washington State, Oregon State's way bigger than that.
Yeah. Kind of like you said, I don't want to see you want to see Sac State and like other FCS schools who are able to move up to like a higher division. We want to see that. But if they're in a conference with what is Sac State basketball going to do against Gonzaga basketball? Situations like that.
That's exactly what I think. And like I said, you really have to realize how the stadium's going to play a role, because if you're in the Pac-12 now, you're going to have to play home games at that stadium. So you're telling me there's any chance in the world Washington State is going to go to a stadium with 8,000 people?
No.
I have to be careful how I speak, because for some reason in next week, we have Missouri SEC coming to UMass. No offense to UMass. I know DK played there. We have our roots in UMass, but they're not SEC.
No.
And their stadium, it fits 25,000 people, which I think is the minimum for FBS. But it doesn't make sense to me, because at the end of the day, you really don't want these big schools traveling to these small stadiums, because, it doesn't make sense for that team, and it's not fair for the visiting team. Because what if at that point, Sacramento State, once you get that close, because they're in the western part as well as Oregon State and Washington State, what if the visitors bought all their tickets? You can't really stop that. It's not that hard to get 8,000 fans to a Washington State football game. Last year they had your quarterback Cam Ward. It's not like this team isn't a team that doesn't pay well in NIL. So I just don't think they're going to be able to compete, and they're just going to flush them. It's just going to be a Washington State versus Oregon State championship game every year. Yeah. How are they going to compete?
Yeah.
I would agree. I think it's just going to make it tough, especially just at different levels like that. Like you said, Sac State trying to compete with other schools, it will kind of make it, difficult. So
I think if you want to bring them up, they should join the Mountain West, just because they could compete somewhat there, and also, like I said, you could do one FCS school at a year, like we saw Kennesaw State move up this year. You can't just move 7 or 8 FBS schools. That's going to be too much. It takes time. Division I in any sport takes time. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight, and I think that's what the committees have to realize. Now, the next thing, by Joel Catt, I think is the most insane statement ever. He thinks that Arch Manning will start on any team in college football besides maybe Bama. Oh, fuck, I forgot schools. Oh, maybe Bama, Colorado, and Texas. First off, Shedeur Sanders is so overrated. I don't even, honestly, I could see him starting in Colorado.
You like Arch over Shedeur?
I think it's close. Actually, I don't know. I'm not going to answer it just because their O-line is that bad.
Right.
But, I mean, there's so many other schools you could have brought up.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely wouldn't be starting at Miami over Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's clear. And he wouldn't start in Tennessee either with Nico. Nico's killing it in Tennessee.
You think he'd start over Dart?
No.
No.
Ole Miss. See, that's another one. Ole Miss. Yeah. Jackson Dart's going to start over him easily. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that would start him easily. Remember, this is his first season starting. I mean, you're really going to put him over Jackson Dart? He's been starting since his freshman year in USC.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just someone looking for attention. You're really telling me.
Clickbait.
You're really. I mean, the audacity to say maybe Bama. Did you not just see what Jalen Milroe did to Georgia? And you're going to say, and let's be honest here, Arch Manning's biggest game was against Mississippi State, who hasn't been good since Dak Prescott in like 2015. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to realize that, you know, he's played good against mediocre teams. I mean, he's played an FCS school, and he's played, like I said, Mississippi State, has been on the decline since Prescott. And also, he's not starting in Georgia either. You know, Carson Beck, he's going to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even a starter at Texas right now.
Well, one of the teams was Texas where he wouldn't start.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers is arguably the best quarterback in college football, so I understand that. But
not better than Cam Ward.
It's arguably. It really is. It really is. I don't know. I mean, he did struggle against Virginia Tech, which is a weak team. Honestly, you know, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't even know if he'd start in Syracuse with Kyle McCord.
Who wouldn't? Oh,
Arch Manning. I would take Kyle McCord over. Yeah, I would take Kyle over Arch Manning. He would start in Michigan. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I could probably, if I wanted to, think of 50 schools where he wouldn't start. At least 25, but probably 50.
Yeah,
you have to remember,
50 schools is crazy.
Because in college football, you have to realize that seniority is a major factor. This guy's a true freshman. You know, like if you have like maybe this guy or this guy, you have to go with the guy who's a junior or senior. And there's a lot of quarterbacks in college football who, like, or Wisco, for example. I know he's hurt, but Tyler Van Dyke would start over him. You know, I could just, you know, Indiana. He wouldn't start in Indiana. He wouldn't start. I mean, yeah, you could go on forever. You wouldn't start in Oregon.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be boring because I can just name schools all day. But that's what I'm saying. It's just at the end of the day. It's hard starting a redshirt freshman, I think, and that's my take on it. This is a question I'm very curious in your opinion on. Do you think because of how big Caitlin Clark is that the refs should do their best to keep her in the game? What I mean by that is she has 6 techs right now, and there's 7 in the WNBA for suspension. I think it's automatic she's getting a 7th because of how she plays.
Definitely.
So do you think they should give her a pass and not suspend her? Or do you think they suspend her and then lose the viewership?
People, that's the biggest thing. I mean, people are coming to see Caitlin Clark play. You know, and
there's going to be an uproar if she's suspended.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see the viewership go down just because she isn't playing, and she also just won Rookie of the Year. So shout out Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, it's the situation. I think she needs a little special treatment. I'm not gonna lie, just because of what she brought to the WNBA.
So what would you give her? How many tacks? You can't just like have 30 tacks and say, keep her in there.
I mean,
just can't change the rule for her.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I also don't think it's the ref's responsibility to monitor that. Like she's emotional, but she doesn't have to lash out to the point where she has to get a tech. Like she can
control herself a little bit better.
I would hope so, but I mean, she's had this problem since college. I mean, we've seen her dad start yelling at her on TV about like, calm yourself. Like that's definitely been her biggest downfall is she just can't control herself. Like for example, and as a coach, I think you could attest to this. You can't expect fouls. You couldn't hope there's a foul, but you can't expect it. And that's her problem. Like her last tech, it was a reach and foul, right? Which was clearly a foul, but you can't grab their hand and hit them in the face. That's just not going to happen. Right. And you can't say, well, there was a foul. You can't, because you just hit her in the face. Yeah. You know, if the refs don't see it, the refs don't see it. That's as simple as it is. And I mean, you know, we've seen this in the NBA with Devin Booker, for example. I mean, he doesn't do it as excessive as Jaylen Clark does it, but he's another guy who it seems like sometimes puts the game on hold for his own, his own anger. And I think that's a problem because it's selfish. I mean, they're in the playoffs. There's no excuse to getting Texas in the playoffs. That's my opinion. Because at the end of the day, the Indiana Fever were the worst team last year, and now they're in the playoffs. You can't start getting text. You have to be playing your best. And I mean, I think as a player, you can say sometimes you have to suck it up.
Absolutely, yeah. You just gotta keep playing. Honestly, I mean, things are gonna happen. Calls aren't gonna go your way every time, but you can't lose your cool.
You'll be much better served pulling a ref aside, like after the play happens, like, ref, watch this. He smacked me in my face, or I got hit. Then the ref will kind of look for those things instead of you just snapping and acting out. Now the ref definitely not going to give you no calls.
Yeah, especially she's someone that everyone's looking at. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's back up or, isn't as big as a role or influence on the game as she is. So, I mean, the spotlight's going to be on her. So she has to manage that.
See, I think the biggest problem with her is she doesn't let the refs do her job. She does the reffing for them. And that's where I understand the ref's perspective. Because as the ref, you deserve the respect of being a ref. And I don't think Jaylen Clark does that. If she sees a bad call on anybody, she's going to call it how it is. And that's not always the right thing to do. You really have to respect their job. And I think that's why, she gets texts more frequently, is because once you start, this kind of behavior, they're going to start. It's like, for example, AI, was famous where refs would look at him and be like, he has a target in his back to start the game, and would look at his number to call fouls. And I think that's starting to happen to Jaylen Clark. And that's a major problem for her, because once you start that reputation, it's hard to get that back.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to have a target on her back moving forward, just because, like, her success and what she's accomplished and, all the other stuff that she brings to the game. So, I mean, you saw a few times during the season, like, extra, like, contact plays, pushes in the back, like, stuff, like, little targeted stuff that happens to her. That's probably not going to go away for a while.
Yeah, and I mean, you saw how she would retaliate. She'd, make the big deal, yelling at the refs. Like, what do you expect? Yeah, like if you get tapped, you shouldn't expect the refs to call it every single time. Like, and then to yell at them for it is just disrespectful. I mean, the amount of times I could count in practice where I've seen you guys foul each other.
Oh yeah,
is unheard of.
And somebody doesn't call it.
I'm gonna start giving y'all texts in practice, because they like to complain like Jaylen Clark in practice without fouls.
Well, we have poor reffing in our practices. Our assistant coaches need to work on their game. So
getting ready for the year, playing through the fouls, playing through the contact.
I will say there's nobody who sees fouls more than the cameraman, just because every time, because I have to stare at the photos. Right. So I'll stare. Like, I remember I was showing Justin a photo the other day, and the player had both hands absolutely smacked.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so it's a lot of the player.
There's
a lot going on.
Yeah, but it's funny, like, because as a fan of the game, I just look at the picture and I'm like,
no call.
No, I'm like, how do they do that to their teammate? Like, damn, like, that's a hard foul.
They're competitive. They like to compete.
Actually, a funny one.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, it's playing hard.
Call it bad defense.
A funny one I just saw. It was literally a smack to the face. And I was like, and I remember it was a call. I was like, wow. Yeah. And I remember right after the play, he said something. I was like, oh, I got to delete this picture. Because if he finds this picture, he's going to be like, I told you. Yeah. So, yeah, but, as you said, a player of the game, you expect calls not to be called, and you just have to be okay with that. You can't start ref the game yourself, and it's that simple. Now, the next thing, in a better note, is UConn is finally sold out for women's basketball this season, which is the first time since 2004.
I mean, they deserve it. Your girl Paige, you're a big time Paige stan. So, she's bringing in, they had the number 2 recruiting class. Fudd's in there. She was the number 1 prospect coming out of high school, coming back off an injury. And Sarah Strong is a freshman now that they got. It was the number 1 player. So they got talent.
They reloaded.
Yeah.
They good.
It's pretty crazy to think about, because Gino is probably one of the greatest women. Actually, I think he's the greatest women's basketball coach of all time. And the fact that it hasn't happened, you don't think so?
I like Dawn, man.
I don't know.
Undefeated season. That's hard to do.
So I'm biased. I'm taking Dawn as well. Taking Dawn as well.
UConn, I'm pretty sure, has went undefeated before, though.
I'm
just talking recently.
I think when Brianna Stewart.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
might
did.
have.
I think because they were the absolute powerhouse back then.
Yeah, they were good.
I mean, you have to realize who they had. It was, obviously Brianna Stewart. Then you had Sue Bird. I mean,
Diana
you think
Taurasi
of
at a point.
I mean, it's just UConn basketball. I think is
yeah.
just the most iconic thing in women's basketball.
True, definitely.
And I mean, it's all under his reign. I think you have to credit to that. So he's my pick. He's my GOAT, but you could disagree. Now, yeah, I mean, I think it's the Paige Beckers effect because she was hurt last season. The season before last season. Last season was her first full season, and you saw what she did. And I think that now, going to the next season, it's just all the hype is there for her to be the greatest player, projected number 1 overall pick this season.
Yeah, and her last season too. So, wishing her the best.
The one thing I will make a comment is I really hope for a speedy recovery for Nika Mool, who just had an outrageous knee injury today overseas. It was her first game overseas. She had a really bad ACL tear, and it was just hard for you to watch, absolutely screaming on the court for help. Sucks. Yeah, and the fact that you probably can understand this. The fact that you just flew overseas and the first game you're done.
Yeah.
That flight home's got to suck.
That's tough to deal with.
Yeah, right? You're not just in pain from your ACL tear. Now you have to drive all the way back without even playing a full game. So we hope for a speedy recovery. Unfortunately, she's probably done for the next season. And unfortunately, as the WNBA isn't the NBA, so at this point, she's going to be fighting for her job at this point because I don't know if they're going to keep her because she's going to be out for another year and she didn't get much playing time before. So, unfortunately, one of the greatest players in college basketball last season is now, maybe released because of this injury. The NBA you get released, the WNBA you don't. And so, unfortunate that is. Hopefully, she can build herself back up and fight for a spot or can go overseas and get a spot back that way. But, fortunately, the WNBA isn't the same with NBA and injuries. All right, keeper trade. First one we have is Jonathan Kuminga.
Well, they didn't make the playoffs last year. Year 4, last year on his contract, averaged 16, 5, and 2. He's the type of player. He's won an extension. All the young guys, him, Jalen Green, I think Darius Garland as well. But, he was looking for like a 5-year, 220 max deal. The Warriors, he's not going to get that from the Warriors.
Definitely not.
But I don't know. I think on a different team he could. Actually, no. I don't know if he's an all-star caliber kind of player, but I think he's going to have a lot of success in the league. But I'd keep him if I'm Golden State. They got rid of their young core early. They kind of messed up Wiseman's game, but they had a good young core and he was included in that. But I think they should keep.
Yeah, I would agree. I would keep him as well. He's talented. He's still young, but I would, like you said, I'm not giving him all that money.
224.
That's a lot. I'll give him a 2-year, 25, 2-year, 30.
To not make the playoffs too. You got, it's a lot going on in Golden State, but
you know what? I'm going to chime in for this one because I think you actually should trade him because think about it. He does not fit the age of the entire team. So I think
he's the young guy.
But think about it. At this point, the Warriors have probably a 3 to 5 year window, and then they're done. They're going to absolutely
rebuild. Steph will be done. Draymond has another year or two, and he's done.
Yeah, exactly. So once that core is gone, the team's going to have to completely rebuild, right? And that's not going to work for him. So I think you can find centers for cheap that are stars because they're going to ring chase. So you could find ring-chasing centers, right, that are in their prime now or maybe just out of their prime, maybe get some draft capital back. It just doesn't seem like he fits the kind of the age of the team. So I think it may make more sense to move him because by the time he hits his prime, the Warriors are going to be awful.
Yeah.
So why are you going to want to have a guy in his prime when your team's awful? It doesn't make sense. So that's why I think
come to Miami. We'll take him. I think he'd be good.
But
in
who
Miami.
would you give up? You're not giving up Bam.
Duncan Robinson.
Why would they want Duncan Robinson?
Too much money.
But that doesn't make any sense.
That don't make sense for the Warriors.
They need big. They need a big man.
Well, the Heat don't have a true 5-man other than who we just drafted, Khalil Ware. But I was just speaking in terms of
I was going to say
who we'd give up.
Give up Bam.
Wyland. Bam's not going anywhere. Career player. 20 years.
I like Bam. Bam is tough.
Well, yeah, you had Bam over Jalen Brunson for one of those
And
examples.
I'll stand
you
on
do
that.
like them. You do like them.
Yeah.
In your player rankings?
Yeah, we do like, some blind rankings.
You do. You'd like
Oh,
them.
I don't know if I like that one.
We'll see what
A lot
you
of
pick.
people
We'll see
do
what you
like
pick
that
later. Don't worry about it. We'll see what you pick later.
All right. Next one we have is Darius Garland.
Year 5 averaged 18, 3, 7 assists last season. I mean, he was kind of injured throughout. Let's say only played in 57 games, like in the regular season. They lost in the second round to the Celtics. Would you take Spider over him? Because I feel like it's going to be one or the other in a keeper trade situation.
Think so? You don't think you keep both?
I think you
Nah.
split them up. I'll go Donovan.
Keeping Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan.
Well, it makes sense also because you have to remember he's the same draft class as Jared Allen.
Yeah. I mean,
Keep the age.
you big on the age.
No, that is a big factor, I think, when
Yeah.
you go for championship. And they're contending. They're contending.
Yeah, no, they're a good
Playoff.
team, but also they missed Jared Allen. I was gonna say, I think he's on the list too, right?
Yeah, he is. on the
Yeah,
list.
Jared Allen. I mean, he missed the whole playoffs last year with the rib injury. So
Yeah.
I think they're a contending team.
So I guess we'll just do both at the same time.
Yeah,
Garland and Jared Allen. Where do you keep, trade?
I'll definitely keep Jared Allen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
He's so underrated.
yeah, no, he's a great player. Defends, shot blocks, finishes above the rim. I mean, played 81 games last season before he got hurt in the playoffs. So, definitely keep.
Definitely keep it up.
And then are you both trading Garland?
Yeah, I'm trading
If I
Garland.
have to pick and choose, I would trade Garland.
Now I'm curious. What would you, if you're Cleveland, what do you take for Garland? And where would he go? That's the hard part.
Yeah, where
I don't know. That's very interesting. Like, who really needs a young star point guard? I'm trying to think of the best
Atlanta.
option.
I know Trae Young doesn't want to be there anymore.
So,
But I mean, you kind of trading guard for guard in
yeah,
that sense.
Yeah.
I was honestly, no, it's a tough question. It really is. He's not, Thunder aren't going to want him. The Nuggets.
I think the
don't want him.
Lakers will want him.
Really? Oh, you're doing my boy Austin Reeves dirty.
Austin Reeves? Nah, he's not better than Darius Garland.
No, but just because someone's not as good as, I don't think Austin Reeves. If I'm him, I don't want to be a bench player.
You think he'd be a bench player in Cleveland?
Oh wait, you're saying
I'm saying trade Austin Reeves for
Well, yeah.
Darius Garland.
I mean, actually, I kind of like that. Have Austin at the 1 and Spider at the 2.
Yeah,
And you have to give more than just Austin Reeves, I think, for Garland, though. No.
probably. I mean, they got guys on that 6 through 15.
Do you think
that
you
they
finish
could-
with a player or draft capital there?
They could probably get players, honestly.
Bronny?
Yeah, trading I mean,
Bronny to
Cleveland, Bronny to Cleveland.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I think that'd be the only place
That'd be wild.
his dad would be okay with is him going to Cleveland. So
And people could just recycle their James jersey.
yeah, just
add Junior.
just add Junior with the Sharpie. You're good.
Yeah, they have to change the 9 at the back from 23. But
Yeah.
all right. Next one we have is Jalen Green.
Another young guy, like I said, like with Kuminga on his last year of his contract, is probably going to request upwards $200 million. He averaged 25 and 4 assists last season, year 3. I mean, he's their go-to guy on that team. Definitely keep. I think, they're trying to figure out ways to build around him. I think Jabari Smith hasn't really been like performing as well as people expected him to, like immediately getting drafted. I mean, he's only going, he was in his second year last year, but I think they could build around him.
Yeah, I would agree. Just find some older guys that fit well around him. And just build, like you said, just build around Jalen Green. He's tough.
Yeah, I think what JB said, like getting older guys in Houston, because I think that's been like a big problem for them. They haven't had like that veteran leadership where, I got, some little secret backstories or whatever. But, when they like Jalen Green, Josh Christopher, that super young draft class, they were kind of like, they acted however they wanted because they were like the best player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they were the top dogs and they didn't have an older guy like, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do that. So I think that has a big impact on the team like that. But, the Rockets could be good if they can put together a good squad.
All Now the next one, the last one actually, is Zach LaVine.
Healthy Zach LaVine.
Not just Zach LaVine, just
Alonzo as well.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Alonzo. I mean, he's supposed to be playing this season, but they said it'll be like one game every week or one game every 2 weeks or something like that. But
it's the genes.
Yeah,
him and LaMelo can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but I mean, for Zach LaVine, year 7 last year, averaged 25 and 4. Didn't make the playoffs. Then they just got rid of DeRozan. I mean, I think if I'm him, I'm trying to go somewhere else to win.
I agree.
So I agree.
I think I can't believe he's not traded. I can't believe he's not traded already. To be honest,
Yeah,
he was someone that was supposed to be traded last trade deadline. So it's surprising he's still on the team.
Yeah, I heard the Lakers had a lot of interest in him too.
All right.
What you think about that? Zach LaVine to the Lakers?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a great move. They could afford him.
Yeah, that's just, you got to figure out who wants to pay that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're rich. One of the richest families in sports. But I mean, there's only so much over the luxury tax you could go. The Suns kind of maxed out as much as they could.
Yeah,
entire salaries, I think, 3 or 4 players.
Yeah.
All right. Now the next segment, I don't understand. I need someone to help me explain this to me. Malcolm Brogdon's dream is to play for the Washington Wizards.
You know, I have no comment for that. You know, like I'm not really sure why you'd want to. I don't know. Maybe it's a childhood thing. His favorite team.
They have no history.
Yeah,
he's not from there. Where is he from?
Maybe hold on. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't see the connection there.
He's from Atlanta. He'd rather play.
Yeah, Michael Brogdon's from Atlanta, and he wants to. His dream team is to play for the Wizards. You know, I don't know, man. He was actually my player comp, Malcolm Brogdon.
I don't know.
He's not 6'6".
Guard.
Sometimes.
Who
you pick and choose?
All right, well, you know we'll get into that in a second, JB. I got time today, but. No, I mean, averaged 15, 6, and 4 over his career. He was Rookie of the Year, 6 Man of the Year, last season, year before last. But that's a crazy team to want to play for, especially now.
No, it's not even
just
now.
Period.
They've never. when have they been an attractive destination?
When it was Bradley Beal and John Wall. Getting his Bradley Beal back and just get
buckets. He just wants to shoot the ball every possession.
Buckets.
Yeah, but you're gonna be with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma. I don't think that's the
good luck.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you want to see.
And I'm pretty sure they're known for having a toxic locker room environment, just because it's a team of a bunch of players. I think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna work, but you know what? I mean, if he really thinks that going to Washington is great for him, then you know what? Go test it out.
Yeah, man. Good luck, man. I hope you guys make the playoffs.
Well, that's impossible.
Yeah.
That's just mean at that point. Just giving him that much false hope. All right, now the next segment is D-Rose Orr, and this is his 2010 to 2011 MVP season. And we're
Prime D-Rose, JB. Don't mess it up.
Got you.
But now it's all the other players. I'm giving their exact MVP season. Some of them are multiple MVP years, and some of them have been their only MVP season. First player we have is his only MVP, which is kind of crazy to me, is Kobe Bryant in 2008.
D-Rose,
that
Kobe Bryant.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right?
This is Fro Kobe, 2008. I'm going Kobe. Did they want to? No, they didn't want to check.
I don't think that was Froby back then. I think he was, by then, I think he was bald.
2008, yeah, he's definitely bald.
Yeah.
2008.
Kobe. I'm going Kobe.
It's hard to go against.
Prime Kobe.
Yeah, come on. I feel like you'd agree with that. I feel
who'd you say?
Oh, no, I was saying Kobe. I'm going with Kobe on that one.
Yeah. I'll go Kobe.
I can't know how long that took you. I thought that Kobe's greatest season. I don't think you could really. It's really hard to beat that. Next one, 27 Westbrook. Mr. Triple Double.
Yeah, the triple double season.
The triple double season.
The average of triple double.
Yep.
That's wild.
I'm going Westbrook.
I'm gonna go Russ.
Yeah.
Go Russ.
The craziest
D
part.
Rose is a highlight reel, his MVP season, but triple double Russ.
What was his numbers his MVP season?
D Rose?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
It was probably like average probably like 20.
Yeah, in the 20s, but
24.
I mean, I would say
I'm
like
gonna go
25.
to average a triple double is
More.
crazy.
25.
Yeah, I was right, 25.
8 assists. Well, 7.5 assists, 4 rebounds.
Yeah, I was gonna get
That's
the
not better
rebounds
than
and assists.
that's not better than triple double. Westbrook.
It's also about impact. It's not all about numbers.
That's true. That's true.
But what I will say is the funniest part about this, if you go back to 2017, every single person would pick D Rose this season. The amount of disrespect Westbrook got that MVP season, it was funny. People were saying that it should have been Harden that year, that it should have been KD. It was funny how unpopular that MVP selection was. And now it seems like everybody's like, oh, yeah, great season.
Yeah.
It's so sad it wasn't appreciated when it happened.
Yeah.
Everyone called him a,
Yeah, because Jokic did it now. Now it's he's the greatest big of all time. When it's like, all right, Brody Ben did it, but whatever.
Yeah, and they said that he was a stat pattern. He made his
Yeah.
team worse. He was just going for stats. It's crazy. So are we both picking Westbrook?
Yeah, Westbrook.
Next one we have is 96 MJ. Remember, this is the 72-10 season.
Take a mic.
When were you born?
93.
Woo!
Yeah, he was alive for that.
Yeah, he was alive for that one.
I'm taking Mike.
D Rose. I'm young.
Really?
I'm doing it for clickbait.
All right.
He's tripping.
Nah,
Yeah.
D Rose, man. Come on. D
That's
Rose.
shit.
That's cool.
It's
That's Michael Jordan, but I feel you. But
No,
that's
we have to have a
D-Rose.
reason for that.
He doesn't.
I don't have a reason. Nah, it's definitely Michael Jordan is the right choice for that one.
Doesn't
MVP,
have a
man.
reason.
Come on. Yeah, no. Michael Jordan all day.
Yeah, and 72-10, you have to.
Yeah,
bring that
72
up.
and 10 is
Next we have
incredible.
is 07 Dirk.
D Rose.
07, this they play.
That was, I think, the year they played the Heat.
Is that when they beat Brown?
I think that's
No,
when they
it's-
beat Bron, no?
2011 when they beat LeBron.
And he was, wow, and he didn't win MVP that season? That's pretty crazy.
2008. I'm gonna
2007.
go-
Who was in the
I'll-
finals? 2007. Yeah, it was Spurs, Cavs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Spurs
I
swept
thought,
4-0.
yeah, the Mavs didn't make it.
D Rose then.
Yeah, come on, man. D Rose. You questioning
Good
D
D-Rose.
Rose?
I had to find the facts.
What do you
first.
say, Jason? Michael Jordan, Chief Keef, Derrick Rose. That's Chicago.
Cool, but this is impact-wise.
Impact.
Because, like, for example, we were talking, like, for example, like Kanye, you can't really put culturally because Chicago's music doesn't sound like Kanye's music.
Sure.
It was more of like a global impact.
Right.
You know, and then he got mad at me with Juice WRLD.
Yeah,
I said the
Juice
same
WRLD,
thing.
yeah.
Is it's not Chicago, but
Yeah.
it's not the more Chicago than D Rose. You know.
I agree.
All right, that's tough. I think that's Dirk's only MVP too.
Yeah, it's only.
That's insane. So you're saying,
I was D Rose is only MVP too.
yeah, but you're really you can't compare D Rose to Dirk. No offense.
I mean, that
Oh.
season I can.
Said he's taking D Rose.
Yeah.
Over
that-
Dirk's only
MVP.
MVP
Absolutely.
season.
Absolutely.
Poor Dirk, man. Changed the game completely for the international game, but all right. Especially big shooting wise. 2014 KD.
That's when he was crying and thanked his mom.
Yeah,
that
you the
was-
real MVP that one.
OKC.
OKC. I'm gonna put KD on that one. I'm not gonna
KD
lie.
is a super bucket. I'm gonna take a KD as well.
OKC KD. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You look like you're questioning, Jason. Say
I
it's
don't know.
just to tell us how you feel. Man.
See,
he's
I don't know. I don't know. I think that I really do love KD, but I think KD is more of a longevity thing. Like if I'm just saying that specific season, I mean, you also have Westbrook and Harden wasn't great at the time, but he was still hard. He's decent. I mean, I think it was more of a team game.
He averaged 32, 5 assists, 7 boards, and 38 minutes a game.
A lot of buckets.
That's a lot of bucks every
No,
night.
no, but
to
KD was
to average
always
32. Come
KD
on,
was always a scorer, right? We're not putting that
for
past
sure,
him.
absolutely.
Now I will. All right, you know what?
He was defending like KD was doing a lot.
I think I'm going to do a thing here. I'm going to give KD this MVP, but I'm going to, it's not on the list, but I'm going to say D Rose beats Harden's MVP, and that's it.
D-Rose beats Harden's MVP?
Yes.
That's a take.
He doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
Harden was going crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, he was in Houston. It was unstoppable.
Kanai's step back's better than Harden.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
You think D-Rose's step back's worse than Kanai's?
I don't know. Kanai was talking crazy last podcast. Shout out to Kanai, my guy, but bad take, bro. Bad take. I'm not gonna lie.
Saying that about your own teammate is crazy work.
Hey, listen. I just like to be honest.
All right, we love honesty on this podcast. All right, so I mean, it's not on the list, but I'm throwing it in there now. Harden or D-Rose?
I'm taking Harden.
Yeah, I'm going Harden. Just off the Harden. Like,
I hate to say
the beard, that whole, just took off.
All right, now this is a new segment. This pretty much makes it seem like D-Rose's MVP season wasn't even that good.
I mean, in comparison, you got KD, Harden.
No, but like we don't listen. Like
all.
Yeah, like these.
No,
these,
but if we
these
keep
are
going,
bad MVPs. Like these.
It was a good MVP season for him.
It was a good season for him, but it seems like a bad MVP season because if we go to the future, it's not better than Giannis's MVP season.
No,
right? I don't think it's better than Embiid's MVP season.
So you're saying Derrick Rose MVP season is a fraud?
I don't think it's a fraud because he was the best player that season.
Right.
But now that I'm thinking about it, because honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I just don't understand where his MVP season is going to beat other people. Like I said, I think it was more nostalgia for me because when you brought up the KD number, I was like, you're 30 points, it's tough. I mean, and then obviously KD's probably the greatest scoring big of all time. I mean, technically he's a big that plays small. I don't know how you want to really put that, but I mean, I'm just thinking about it like you're not putting him over Curry's MVPs, right?
Right. No.
So
yeah,
like,
I mean,
I hate to say it.
He got the worst MVP season.
One of them. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, you said Dirk, but that's even 50-50. I mean,
that was a debate.
So I guess I'm going to say it live on the podcast. Was his MVP season one of the worst?
We'll come back. We'll come back to this topic. We're going to do some fact checking and research just to see.
It's making us think, but I think it might be. All right, we're playing Stay Silent Until You Hear a Better Player Than KD. Jalen Green. Josh Giddey. Austin Reeves. CJ McCollum. Tyler Hero.
Let's go Heat. Come on. No way. That's okay. Now I'm just playing, but I just felt like I had to. I was fighting
Not
it.
even close.
I was fighting.
You lose on Tyler Hero.
Not even.
No, I'm joking. All right, I'm quiet. Go ahead.
Jason Tatum. John Morant.
I think John Morant is.
Cut it out.
What?
Hold on. You said
he's 37.
You said we compare him to Kevin Durant.
Right now, John Morant.
Think about how Jaw's actually played.
Not even close.
A healthy Jaw over KD.
Not even close. The Slim Reaper.
You're wild, JB.
I think you're wild.
You're wild.
I'm backing up him on this one.
Don't do that.
John has so much more left to play.
For sure. He's not even in his prime yet.
But he hasn't. How much has he really played to prove to us that he's better than a KD?
I think
a whole lot.
Question: If you're the Grizzlies, right?
Right.
And they were the same age. You're not trading Ja for KD.
You'll be fired tomorrow.
I wouldn't make that trade.
If you're a 35-year-old John Morant.
Oh, a 35? No, I don't think John Morant's longevity is going to be.
We're not talking longevity right now.
I know. We're talking about right now. How old is John Morant? Like 26, 27?
Age doesn't play a factor if it's right now.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm still keeping Ja right now. In 5 years, no. But right now, John Morant over Kevin Durant.
So if you're a GM, that's what you're asking. If you're a GM right now, taking 20.
You would trade John Morant for KD right now?
If they were the same age is what I'm putting in.
No, I'll even.
If they were the same age, yeah.
But if right now all that matters, age doesn't matter if it's this season.
I wouldn't trade John Morant for KD. Tripping. But go ahead. Give me your
You're tripping for that one. I'm saying if you're starting a team,
Right.
are you taking John Morant at this age now or Kevin Durant at this age now? Starting the team.
Nah, I'd take KD for sure. But we're talking about right now, JB.
That's what I'm talking about right now.
Right now, John Morant over KD.
How? But if you just picked KD
if they were you giving me situations if they're the same age, KD's like 12 years older than
No,
him,
but the
man.
point is, if it's this season, age should not matter.
I get you. John Morant.
That is insane.
Next player.
Sure.
So right now, once he talks, the game's over. Just so you're aware.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker. Wait a second. You're okay. All right. I'll keep naming players, and then we'll get to it.
Are y'all saying these guys are better than Kevin Durant? I'm talking if I think one of them are better than Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. Y'all are tripping.
You're wild, JB.
Y'all are
You're
tripping.
wild.
Curry.
All right. That's different. I'm taking Curry.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah, you.
It's only like 4 people that I'm taking over KD.
Ooh.
Still, wow.
Bron, Curry,
Luka.
Giannis.
No.
You're not taking Giannis over KD?
No.
JB.
Probably
JB.
them Probably them 3.
You gotta check his temperature.
JB, are you sick? Are you feeling ill?
No.
You said you're not taking Giannis over KD right now?
I think it's the water.
You don't need to shoot.
I don't like it. Pack the paint.
That doesn't work.
I don't like it.
We're gonna have to get this water tested. I think.
Yeah,
I think there might be some chlorine or
freezing
some lead
cold
in
take.
this.
That was
KD.
that take's not. It's not gonna go well on TikTok. I'm telling you now.
It's not even that. Like he just said that the greatest player on the Suns right now is Kevin Durant.
He is.
That's insane. It's Devin Booker's team.
KD.
Cold takes, JB. Came up here chatting, JB.
And Giannis.
That's a lot of
And Giannis is
bro.
crazy though. Giannis is. I mean, D-Book. I'm not.
Wait,
really
no.
a Suns kinda guy.
That's crazy too.
You can debate that. I mean, yeah, but Giannis, nah, you out of pocket for that one.
It's KD.
So,
John
question.
Morant.
So, would you consider KD last season an MVP candidate if he played full games, full season?
100% healthy season. He'll be in a run. He'll be top 3.
Top 3.
So right now we're thinking Embiid, Jokic,
Shea.
Wait,
Tatum was in there.
do you think
All right, so top
Embiid?
5.
Do you think Embiid is better right now than Jokic? I'm not better. Right? Is Embiid right now better than KD?
It's different. They're different players. Like, I don't know.
No, we're doing MVP here. So where is KD?
KD and Steph are different players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Well, they're closer because
Embiid's better than KD.
Embiid is more dominant than KD.
You know what? Honestly, I'm with you. KD's better than Embiid.
Because
He's a free throw merchant. He plays off of
he
foul.
plays the game. It's part of the game.
But like,
It's also unguardable.
Embiid?
Shit, both of them.
Yeah, both of them for real. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm playing right a team, I think it's harder to plan against KD than it is for Embiid. Now Jokic is a different story,
know. I mean, Jokic is probably out of the 3. He's probably the hardest to play against.
of course. But I'm put it this way: look how the Knicks played against him. You know,
yeah,
it was fine.
it's fine.
Like I mean, you see how he walks. Like he can't.
Yeah, I
walk
mean,
anymore.
he's also. I think he was hurt. His knee issues.
But he has knee issues every year. I mean,
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like eventually your knee issues just become how you walk for the
Yeah,
rest
it's
of your
just
life.
how you move.
So I think that's just him from forever. And you're telling me that's KD's worse than that? No.
Yeah, I see.
You know
Fair
what?
take. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, KD over Embiid. Yeah,
I think
it's
after-
a persuasive argument. I like it.
I think after that MVP season, Embiid has really fallen off when it comes
Yeah,
to
the process is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he gets it done in Philly. I don't think
Well,
he
we
get it done.
talked about that too. We don't
Yeah.
think so either. We don't think it gets done. I think it's,
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy.
don't have to ship them off.
Ship him off
Ship 'em
A lot
overseas.
of time.
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing. Yeah. So I'm curious now. So the MVP, when you have KD fully healthy, who's the top 5 for MVP? Well, everyone's fully healthy.
Yeah.
Shea, Giannis.
This is
Jokic.
his list, by the way.
This is last year.
No, this upcoming year.
This is upcoming season.
This is his.
Those three. If those three people are not in your list,
I
JB,
think he has KD over Shy, if I'm being honest.
you got KD over Shea.
He is tough. He's in the top 5 for sure.
All right.
Go ahead. We're listening.
Um,
Look in the camera when you
Luka.
say it. I don't want.
I'll go Luka. I'll go Tatum. I'll go. What I missed so far?
Luka and Tatum. KD, because you said KD's in there.
Wait a
I
second.
didn't say KD was in my
You said he was top 5.
That was last year. They said if he was healthy, would he be in my top 5 last year? Not I wasn't talking
If
about
he's
top
healthy,
year.
would he be in your top 5 this year?
Wait, the whole game was speak until someone's better than KD right now.
Oh yeah. So
And you did
right
not
now.
speak on Tatum. I remember that.
It's different.
What do you mean?
He's caught.
It's different.
He caught lacking.
Sam,
He's caught lacking.
I don't think he'll have an MVP season, but I think KD is the better player than J.
I hate to say it, but I don't think Jason Tatum is in my top 10 for MVP.
Yeah.
Jaylen
I
Brown.
don't think he'll ever win MVP.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum?
He'll
I think
never
Brown
win.
has a better chance than Tatum. What does Tatum do besides shoot?
Defense.
He's not a good defender. He's an okay defender. He's not a great defender.
I think he's a pretty solid defender.
He's not a Drew Holiday. He's not a Derek White.
He's all right.
Stop. Stop. Bro, it's Cliff Harmon.
My top 5 though. All right, I will go Luka, Giannis, Tatum,
KD has to be in there, JB.
Shai, LeBron.
LeBron.
So wait.
All right.
And KD wasn't even in the top 5.
Yeah,
so
KD
at this
wasn't
point,
even-
he's just joking
He's
around.
chatting.
Yeah.
He's chatting.
KD's number 6.
And Tatum's 3. Tatum's 3 is nuts.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
that might have been the worst blind rankings that I had. I don't know.
This wasn't even
Peyton
blind.
Pritchard is.
This wasn't even blind.
Yeah, I wasn't even
Just wait
blind
on
ranking.
it. Just wait on it. You'll see.
Well, wait on who?
Back-to-back champ.
Wait a second. You know he didn't.
You're a Celtics fan?
No.
So why you glazing the
I just
Celtics?
think they're going to win.
We know someone who's going to love that team.
Yeah. Anyways,
They're just going to win.
Well,
Next
last
topic.
Thing, last thing I got to say on this topic. You know who you didn't mention, right?
who?
Joker.
Oh, shit. I didn't listen.
So
He doesn't know the game yet.
New 5.
So Joker is now a top
Okay,
6.
it's not top 6.
And Tatum is 3 is insane.
Yeah, that's a bad take,
I did New
JB.
5.
No, it's on film. We got you. It's over.
Your job might be on the line at this point. DK may start calling in.
Yeah, we're gonna clip this up, send it at the DK. Yep. This is what you got, Cable inside.
He'll be all right.
All right, now the next game is we are blind ranking centers.
All right, JB, don't mess this up, JB.
You can't even rank without being blind. You think he's going to rank blind?
I'm listening.
Maybe he'll be better, but we'll see.
I hope.
Just shoot me a text when Jason Tatum wins MVP next year.
I'll keep you posted for sure, but
That's insane.
he ain't getting past the Heat.
He's not even the best team in the East.
No,
All right, what's the
they have to play the Knicks.
Nick's got it.
Knicks
Cat
got it
now.
right now with Cap.
He just want to shoot threes like somebody else I know.
Wait, Cat? What do you mean Cat doesn't want to shoot
I
threes?
said-
He said he just wants to shoot
Oh,
threes.
yeah.
Like somebody else I know. But all right, come on.
He coming here with the subliminals.
Wait,
I get a lot. There's a lot of
you
shots.
You call him a 3-point shooter?
He calls me the sniper,
He tries to be.
Because every time
Mr. Walking Down.
He tries.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see Justin shoot, I feel like it's always like,
A miss, right?
well, no.
My fault.
The disrespect of my game.
I was gonna say I always see floaters. I've seen a lot
my
of
float.
floaters.
The touch is crazy.
That's when he runs out of options. He just floats the ball up.
Well, because I'll be honest, as a cameraman, I'm praying for fadeaways, and
Come
then it's a
on.
floater, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, floater
Just because
game.
floaters don't look as good on camera, but
He got to work on his game a little bit more. That's
Well,
get that in his package.
last year all you did was fadeaways, so I want to see more of those.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna get some fades, and don't worry. And I'm gonna point at JB. Every point I score this season, I will be pointing at JB to let him know that he couldn't do it. I'm just every point. I'm just.
Don't believe it.
If you were on the court, it'd be on you. So don't worry. But
Not a chance. Not a chance.
all right.
All right. So we even got the first center. All right, first center we have is Vucevic.
4 or 5. Bottom of the list.
I'll go with 5.
5. Yeah. Gotta support that.
Next one we have. Next center is Miles Turner.
4.
3. Miles Turner. 4.
I gotta figure out who else is on the list. He's 4.
He's just gonna go. No, JB. That's not how we do this. You gotta critical think.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta put it together.
You said 3.
3.
All right, go ahead.
Come on. 4, 3. Come on, JB.
What's next?
Act like you want to win.
3, 2,
This is a competition. We need to win this.
All right, go ahead.
I have a record of losing. I've only won one time. 12 episodes.
All right, come on.
That's insane. 1 in 11. All right. Sabonis. He's a
2.
4 or 5. I know. Technically not a true center, but.
I put him at 2.
Brook Lopez.
4. Not a question. Don't even gotta think about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, I put Voos over him, to be honest. But
Over Brook.
yeah, Brook Lopez is really good though.
Flip it.
Huh?
Switch it.
You can't switch it once
It's locked
it's
in.
stuck.
That's the point of the blind.
Yeah,
part,
that's why you don't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, JB. Because the last person might be like Thon Maker
Or Curry. Remember when it was Curry?
Oh yeah. I had Curry in 5th one time. We had Peyton Pritchard at 1.
It's a bad list.
Yeah, no, I've been cooked a few times.
Now, the list right now isn't bad. I think
Oh no,
the
right
list
now this
is
works.
good.
Yeah.
All right. Now you left the. You
This
know
is
it's risky
number
leaving
one.
the one spot open.
Always.
We'll see. It's paid off before, and it's not paid off before. Number 1, former Phoenix Sun,
DeAndre Ayton.
Alex Len.
Alex Len, come on, bro. That's bad work. Well, I'm just a casual, I guess.
Yeah, that's a nasty list.
You wish it was DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, I was hoping for like an Embiid, you know what I'm saying? One of those. Did you write this down before, or did you?
All right, guys, we were playing Connect 4. We have 4 players. See where they connect and where they relate to each other. First player we have is Jalen Brunson. Second player we have is Jordan Hawkins. Third player we have, Melo. Fourth player we have, Kemba.
They all play for the Knicks.
No. Jordan Hawkins plays for New Orleans.
But that was
Not
close because
connected.
Brunson,
Yeah,
Melo,
Brunson,
and
Melo. Yeah,
Kemba.
that was a close guess though.
Was that your guess or no? That they all played for the Knicks? No, it's not it.
Yeah.
They didn't all play for the Knicks. Yeah, I kind of realized Jordan. No. But I didn't even think of that one, honestly. I didn't know it was that close. All right. But it's easy.
Is it something to do with college? Oh, national champions.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was easy. Yeah, Kemba winning it with.
Yeah, you wasn't thinking of that. You wasn't locked in, JB.
But
yeah, because I was thinking like something related to college, and then I was like, nah, they're all championship. Nova, UConn, Syracuse.
Yeah. I didn't know Jordan Hawkins, but I mean that's why I told you if you don't think Jordan Hawkins, it's pretty easy. Melo obviously won a championship. Obviously Nova won a championship multiple times with Brunson, and Kemba might be one of the most iconic UConn championships.
Yeah.
So
I cooked. Hey, that was the
good.
fastest game so far, I think. Yeah.
I'll give you that. I mean, I'll step it up a little bit because that was pretty easy. But yeah, got it.